Okay. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to October 9th, 2024 Port Royal Council meeting here in the Yvonne C. Butler Council Chambers, 700 Paris Avenue. Call the meeting to order and start off with the Pledge of Allegiance. Councilman Guerrero, lead us, please.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Councilman Owens, for the invocation, please.
Father, we thank you for this opportunity as we assemble before you to conduct the business concerning our constituents in the town of Port Royal. We thank you for those that are in attendance and those that are listening by live stream. We thank you for our meetings, Lord God, and as we conduct our meetings, Lord God, let us remember our civility pledge to build a stronger and more prosperous community by advocating for the civil engagement, respecting others and their viewpoints, and finding solutions for the betterment of our city and our town. These things we pray in the name of Jesus. Amen.
Amen. All right. Up first, approval of minutes. We've got minutes from public hearing of September 4th, 2024. Minutes from the council workshop, September 24. Minutes from the council meeting of September 11th, 2024. I'll entertain a
I'll
motion.
make a motion to approve minutes from the public hearing of September the 4th, from the council workshop of September the 4th, and minutes from the council meeting on September the 11th, 2024.
Second.
Any changes, corrections?
Negative.
Okay, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Okay, thank you. Up next, we have a proclamation, recognition of heroism. Miss Amber Neves and Katrina Williams. Where are you at? Come on,
forward.
stand up. Yes, ma'am,
Come on
please.
forward.
Come on forward.
Come on to the front.
Okay. 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 So in here, I'm going to read this into the record, and everyone just also kind of tells the story about what happened, and it's an amazing story. So, in recognition of heroism by the town of Port Royal, whereas on September 3rd, 2024, a life-threatening emergency occurred at Madison's Restaurant, where a valued customer suffered a cardiac arrest, and whereas in the moment of crisis, Amber Neves, the restaurant manager, exhibited remarkable composure and quick thinking, immediately initiating life-saving measures and calling for help. And whereas dispatcher Katrina Williams of Beaufort County 911 demonstrated exceptional professionalism and skill, providing critical guidance over the phone to ensure timely and effective response. And whereas the swift actions of both Amber and Katrina exemplify the highest standard of courage, dedication, and selflessness in service to the community. And whereas their collaboration not only helped save a life, but also inspired those around them to act with compassion and determination in a time of need. Now therefore, be it proclaimed that I, Mayor Kevin Phillips, and the Town of Port Royal Town Council do hereby recognize and honor Amber Neves, manager of Madison's Restaurant, and Katrina Williams, dispatcher for Beaufort County 911, for their extraordinary efforts and commitment to saving a life on that day. In witness whereof, we have hereunto set on our hands on this date, October 9th, 2024.
Thank you.
So yes, I mean, just, no, it's, anything you want to share or say, and
First and foremost, I told everyone that I couldn't have done it without you. Your counting and everything was everything, because I would have lost track. I counted in my head, I think you counted about 8 times 2/3. And you were the reason why I was able to do what I did. So I appreciate you, and I'm glad you got acknowledged.
absolutely.
I just want to say thanks to God and thanks to the Beaufort County Sheriff's Office for entrusting me with my job. I really take seriousness in what I do. I love what I do. I was glad to be a vessel in that moment to assist. So I'm just grateful to be here. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I would
Come
like
down and
to
take a
say,
picture with, go ahead, yes, ma'am.
on behalf of the wife, her calmness and composure through everything is what helped get the whole situation through. And I give her the utmost respect for that.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Ladies, hold on tight right there. We got to give you these. We'll take a picture with you. These are nice. Framed them and everything. Yeah.
Thank you. Okay.
And we'll stand right there.
Okay. I have flower pink on my jacket.
It's all good.
Is my hair okay?
One, two, three.
Okay, everybody look at me. Your eyes are open.
Yeah, there, thanks, Sean.
Real quick, while they're up here, I got challenge coins for both Amber and Katrina. You know, a lot of the times, we show up with our fire trucks, our ambulances, we see all the pretty lights, everybody sees us, and we get all the recognition, but it really starts with those that call 911 and those that answer the phone behind and answer us on the radio. Katrina and I just first met in person. We've probably been talking to each other for years, but we never meet each other. But, you know, she's the one that starts it off when the caller calls 911. Her and her team, the rest of the team is back there that answers the call when you call 911 to get us to where we need to go. So congratulations.
Great things happen in Port Royal.
Yeah, that's great.
It's awesome.
Great way to start it off. Thank you all so much. Up next, we have a proclamation for Domestic Violence Awareness Month. Ms. Kristen Dabrowski, CEO of Hopeful Horizons. How are you doing? I'll read this as well too here. Thank you. Put the pins on. Thank you. Okay.
I love that you're putting them on already.
So, and Hopeful Horizons, just remind everybody where you guys are, where y'all located at?
We are located in Beaufort.
Mhm.
We serve Beaufort, Colleton, Hampton, Jasper, and Allendale counties. We're the local children's advocacy, domestic violence, and rape crisis victim service organization.
Absolutely, okay. Domestic Violence Awareness Month proclamation. Whereas Domestic Violence Awareness Month calls attention to the fact that domestic violence is a public health issue that impacts our entire community. And whereas it is unacceptable that 1 in 4 women and 1 in 10 men will experience violence and/or abuse from an intimate partner during their lifetime. And whereas Hopeful Horizons, our local children's advocacy, domestic violence, and rape crisis center, assisted approximately 1,406 victims of domestic violence in 2023. And whereas we recognize that preventing domestic violence is possible by working together to increase education about healthy and unhealthy relationships and build awareness of the signs of domestic violence. And whereas we will proclaim Thursday, October 17th, 2024 as Purple Thursday in the town of Port Royal to raise awareness of the issue of domestic violence. Now therefore, the Council of the Town of Port Royal, South Carolina hereby proclaims October 2024 as Domestic Violence Awareness Month. The Town of Port Royal urges all citizens to observe this month by becoming aware of the public health crisis of domestic violence and support those who are working at changing the culture of violence. I witness thereof, I hereunto set my hand and cause the seal of the City of Port Royal to be affixed this 9th day of October 2024, declaring Domestic Violence Awareness Month.
Thank you all so much.
Okay.
Thank
So
you, Mayor
yes.
Phillips and council members, for this recognition of Domestic Violence Awareness Month. Really encourage everyone to get out and learn more about domestic violence and its impact locally. We have a display at the Port Royal Library that y'all can check out. We're also going to be at the Farmers Market. Please go to hopefulhorizons.org to learn more about what Hopeful Horizons does and how you all can help. And it's going to take all of us working together to end domestic violence in our community. So thank you all so much for your support.
Do you all have a, what's the best way for people to reach out to you? I mean, those websites, do you have a crisis hotline? Do you
We
have a-
do,
Okay.
yes. So our 24-hour support line number is on the website. It's 843-770-1070. And that's the best way. If someone needs our help, call at any time.
Okay. Thanks so much. We'll come down and take another picture. you coming down? Yeah. Okay.
Okay, here we go, and 1, 2, 3. Yep.
Thank you so much. Absolutely. Thank you. For your presentation. Okay. And now, up next, we have the oath of office for the police chief. Chief Myers, if you could come forward. Bring anyone up here with you that you like. We'll come down. This is first time for me.
Wow.
Yeah, right.
You used to be in the one.
They welcome
Hey,
to
you
come
wanna
stand.
let his mom
You
hold
want
the
to come
Bible?
stand by them?
Yeah.
Come stand with them.
You want to hold the Bible?
She wants to take a picture. Shannon said she will.
She got it, Jerry.
Repeat after me. I do solemnly swear or affirm
I do solemnly swear or affirm
that I am duly qualified,
that I am duly qualified,
according to the Constitution of this state,
according to the Constitution of this state,
to exercise the duties of the office which I have been elected,
to exercise the duties of the office that I have been elected,
and that I will,
and that I will,
to the best of my ability,
to the best of my ability,
discharge those duties thereof,
discharge those duties thereof,
and preserve, protect, and defend
preserve, protect, and defend
the Constitution of this state and of the United States.
the Constitution of this state and the United States.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Sir. Sir, well, we got to get another picture.
I know it's a good thing.
I know, absolutely, yes, sir. I know.
Washing machines are working.
We're going 1, 2, 3.
Any other photo ops? Anybody in the audience want photo ops?
We got another one coming up.
Yep, one more.
I can already see it coming up. So you're gonna get to
Leave her
it,
out.
I didn't know today was leg day.
right? Okay. Check, all right. All good stuff, rolling along. Up next, we got some presentations. The 2025 Bands, Brews, and Barbecues. Miss Lori Upzada, with the help of Beaufort, and Marie Larson with Zonta Club of Beaufort.
Thank you, PD.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you, PD.
Round
PD.
of applause for the police at the back. Yes, sir.
There were a lot of nervous people in the audience. They thought they were.
I walked in, I was like, what are they doing?
Somebody asked me about warrants. I was like,
Yeah.
don't worry about it.
Yeah, they're protecting us tonight.
Okay. Miss Larson?
Good.
Go ahead.
My name is Marie Larson.
Yes,
I'm
ma'am.
with Zonta Club of Beaufort. Lori unfortunately has a flat tire and she's waiting
Oh.
for assistance, so she could not be here. We are taking over the organization of Bands, Brews, and Barbecue from Friends of Carolina. And we're doing some things different this year. That is going to be the Bands, Brews of 14, 15 February 2025. We have worked this event many years with friends, so this year that's coming up, we have actually gone to various businesses and residents in the area, handed out flyers, given them contact information of how they can contact us, not to block their businesses or their residences so they can come in and out. We have barbecue vendors coming in. We're hoping to get a lot of business networking tables in there, and plus just a few food trucks, because last year they ran out of food. So we want to prevent that part of it. We're coming here before the town council because we were asking for police security and for the use of the large tables, a stage, I'm sorry, for the entertainment for Friday night and Saturday night. The event for Friday night, I think it goes from like 4 or 5 in the afternoon till like 8, and on Saturday it goes from 11 o'clock until 4. So that's what we were asking, if we can please have the use of the stage and police protection.
And you don't have any need for wing judges, do you?
Actually, some of them are.
Okay, good, there we go.
We got some
We should,
judges.
yes.
We got some
We got this
experienced judges.
We've
Yes.
done it every year. We're excited.
We would love to be the wing judges again. I love hearing that you're working with the local businesses. That is
Yes.
sometimes we hear from the businesses up and down Paris Avenue when we do have festivals, just trying to work with them. So, it's a good day for everybody, the people in the festival, but also the businesses as well there too. And something I learned, just so everyone knows, when they've ran out of barbecue, that, it's a competition. They're not just showing up and making barbecue. They're competing, and it's very, very serious to some of these ladies and gentlemen. And because of the rules, they're only allowed to bring so much barbecue, which makes it fair, because if somebody shows up with a bunch, they got more chances to have a good batch than if someone that doesn't bring as much. So they regulate how much they can bring to make it a fair playing field for the competition. So that was something I learned when they were about barbecue competitions and how serious they get. So
And we have a team back there, Massey and
Oh, really?
Chief Wickerman. Yeah, they've entered it before.
For the
Hopefully maybe
hometown?
again. Yeah, just so y'all know that, little barbecuers back there.
Well, we got the applications out now, so we're just slowly taking it in since this is our first, event that we're taking over, so we have to take little steps at a time. But we're hoping that it is going to be very big, and it goes along with what Friends did for many years before us.
yes, I can tell you, everybody looks forward to it. It's fun, and it's delicious. So thank you so much.
Thank
Yes,
you.
ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, up next, got another presentation from one of our favorite people, Mr. Kevin Greaves for Trunk or Treat Low Country JCs. Yes, sir. Good to see you.
Real quick, that was bothering me just a little bit.
Thank you.
Was it messed up? Okay.
It's okay.
Yes, sir.
Oh, how's everybody doing?
Good.
That's good. Yeah, I'm a little bit tired myself, but it's all good though. I'm gonna power through this. So my name is Kevin Greaves. I am the chapter president for the Low Country JCs in this year of our Lord 2024, and I am excited to announce that on October 27th, from 3 p.m. to 5 p.m., we will be hosting our annual Trunk or Treat. Now, I know what some people may or may not be thinking. How did we get here? Cool. I'll answer that for you. In October of 2022, we put on a smaller version of the Trunk or Treat right outside this building, right in the parking lot.
Yeah.
And the reviews that we got from it were amazing. And so we were reached out to do it again, but on a much grander scale, which brings us to last year. And we put it on Paris Avenue between 9th and 12th Street. The turnout was even more amazing than the year before. So we figured, hey, why not do it again this year? So this time, would be the same scenario. It's going to be on Paris Avenue between 9th and 12th Street. Now we understand that people, it's going to be from 3 to 5. The setup time is going to be from 1 to 3 to allow people enough time to come in, set up their trunks, get their costumes ready and whatever to have the kids come in and see all the sights and sounds of our event. We understand that traffic can get in the way, and there's other things that may not be in our control. So we decided that on the 9th Street portion, we're going to extend that out just a little bit so that people who are coming late, they can come around the back, and then it won't mess up the flow of the kids. It'll mess it up just a little bit, but not by much to cause a significant impact. Let's see. We will be having food. The food and drinks, all that. Last year we had hot dogs, water, and lemonade. All right, we're going to be having a little bit more variety this time. Brooke, is there anything that I'm missing? There probably is, huh? Yeah. All right, cool. Oh, yes, there was something. My apologies. Last year we did run into this small issue for the individuals that are participating, or anybody else is going to be out there. Please tell them no pets, because it's a liability. We don't want to have their pets out there, and their kids running around, pet gets accidentally stepped on, and then there's a whole big issue. So to prevent that, we're asking people not to bring their pets. I do have flyers that are out there. So as you leave, you see it, you can take one, give it to your friends, your family, have everybody sign up. Speaking of signing up, we do have the post on our Facebook page on the Low Country JCs, and in the comments section of that post will be the link to the Sign Up Genius. Now that Sign Up Genius has two categories, one for volunteers and one for participants. Participants will be the ones that will have their trunks out there, and the volunteers, we need some for road guards and those for food distribution to help us out with preparing the food and then handing it out to everybody. So, are there any questions?
Kev, the only other thing I would say is that we have two drop-off locations, one here at the Port Royal Town Hall as well as up at the police department. That was another area that we ran out of candy last year, so we're just trying to get ahead of that with getting some donations of candy.
And speaking of candy, for those that are participating, however much candy you might think you need,
Yeah.
double that,
No.
or at least triple that. Because I think we ran, people started running out of candy within the first, I want to say maybe hour or so, and then we had to hop on a golf cart and do the Indy 500, trying to help people out, pass some candy and all that good stuff.
You're right. Last year was amazing. The turnout was.
It definitely
we look
was.
forward to it again. I think this year we're gonna put a card in it and get dressed up for it.
I like it.
Are you still accepting? So you're still accepting? Like people can still sign up to have their.
That is correct.
Is there a deadline on that, or is it just up until?
So I believe we're gonna close it off like the week before, right? It'll be so
people can
what's that,
still-
the 21st or the 20th? The 20th.
Okay.
Will be the deadline.
All right. Well, thank you very much. We'll see you there.
All right.
Absolutely.
Y'all take care.
Thank you. And really quick, I'm gonna brag on Kevin Weiss. He's one of our favorite people. It was 2 July 4ths ago. We have the big July 4th party down on Sands Beach. We had the big storm came through, tore up the stage, the tent, everything like that, and we had no music to play, and we were just scrambling. And Brooke reached out. I was like, anybody with a stereo system? Kevin also does karaoke. I called him up. I was like, and he was there in a heartbeat. Packed his karaoke machine, his microphone, jumped up on the stage and just emceed the rest of the day and just on the fly saved us and saved the whole, saved 4th of July. So absolutely. So we always appreciate that from Kevin. So thank you.
Something about them Kevins.
Yeah. All right, I think we're going to need another picture for this one. Up next now, something very special. We've got a resolution passed by the State House from our favorite state representative, Mrs. Shannon Erickson.
Woo-hoo.
Yes, ma'am.
Hey.
Hey. So it is so good to be here. Thank you for having me. This was done in March when you guys had your 150th anniversary, only we were in session.
Yeah.
So we talked, and you guys are gracious enough to let me do this when we're not in session, not in Columbia. But what a cool time for you to celebrate 150 years. And normally I don't read the resolutions because they're really wordy and all that stuff, but yours is, the history of it, I think, needs repeating. So if you will indulge me.
Please.
Yes.
It's not that long, and I think that it's important. So, number one, everybody agreed to be on this. You got 124 people to agree, which is kind of an odd thing, so you should feel really important and special. A House resolution to honor Port Royal on celebrating its 150th anniversary and to congratulate the town for its rich history and growth. Whereas the members of South Carolina House of Representatives were pleased to learn that Port Royal will be celebrating its 150th anniversary on March 9th, 2024, the town has experienced a coalescence of rich history and thoughtful growth since it was incorporated in 1874. And whereas before Port Royal's incorporation, several indigenous tribes called the area home, the town has seen 7 flags fly over its fields and roads belonging to Spain, France, England, Scotland, the Confederate States, the United States, and South Carolina. And whereas in its early days, the town was booming thanks to its active railroad and busy port, being the only natural deep water harbor on the East Coast. The town's port brought significant economic activity to the area, and the railroad had a thriving terminus that contained many trucks, warehouses, and the world's largest cotton compressor. Did you know that?
Didn't know that.
Yep, there you go. In addition, phosphate and lumber became major sources of trade, and as the town grew, graceful homes, mercantile establishments, and a magnificent hotel appeared. The town also achieved the staple of a thriving community, a local newspaper. And whereas Port Royal's growth has not been without its share of hardships, this is timely. In 1877, the town faced a yellow fever epidemic, and in 1893, a hurricane resulted in at least 2,000 residents losing their lives. The adversities weathered by Port Royal have not been limited to natural disasters, as heavy state taxes on phosphate, the replacement of railway cargo transportation by trucks, and the loss of the United States Naval Station to Charleston brought Port Royal to its economic knees. However, ever resilient, Port Royal is home to the state's second oldest operating school, Port Royal Elementary School, as well as the world-renowned Marine Corps Recruit Depot, Parris Island, where 19,000 recruits are trained each year, and Naval Hospital Beaufort. With the benefit of comprehensive master plan, the town is now experiencing a renaissance, with new business, homes, and a marina being developed, allowing Port Royal to grow, make progress, all the while maintaining its unique character of the town. Therefore, be it resolved by the House of Representatives that members of the House of Representatives by this resolution honor Port Royal on celebrating its 150th anniversary and congratulate the town and its citizens for its rich history and continued growth. Congratulations especially to Mayor Kevin Phillips of Port Royal. And it's signed by the Speaker of the House and the clerk as well. And it is
That's
a beautifully done.
Well written.
That's awesome, thank you.
You see why I had to read it? I had to read it.
It was important.
It was important, and there's a lot of history there that most people, I think, might not know.
Well written.
Okay, here we go in 1, 2, 3. Okay.
You good to go? Stay right where you are.
Oh, yeah.
Our state researchers do a good job. My pleasure. Congratulations on your 100th.
Shannon always looks after the town of Port Royal in everything she does in the house.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Perfect.
So thank you, Shannon.
All right? I can't wait to see it hung on the wall.
Absolutely. I just said we can get that up, yes.
Yes, ma'am.
So, and that's, thank you again. No, and I love when you hear that history and you really think about 150 years and you hear about those things that people that sat right here, lived right here, things that they've gone through, things that they've endured, and how we got here, it really puts things into perspective that this didn't just happen. We're part of a chain, and I think hopefully we're going to continue to do our part to keep that chain strong and hand Port Royal off to future generations in the best way that we can. So thank you very much, Shannon. That was really great. Thank you.
I don't know if I would have sold you, but 2935 was my first zip code when I got it.
Perfect.
9 years ago.
Wow.
Great.
Thank you for taking time out.
Thank you, Representative Harrison. Okay. All right, so that's it for the presentations, the events. Now we'll get into a little bit of town business. Yeah, we've got a council briefing.
Yeah, what I want to basically cover is a little bit about the remains of what we're doing from the last storm and kind of where we are with the potential of Milton, unfortunately named. Just to give you a little bit of a rundown. We are continuing our first debris removal pass. We're over in the Shadow Moss area now. We're pre-positioning some equipment to continue that effort. Obviously, we'll be making another turn as people start putting more things out. Public Works staff has done a really good job. We did have some equipment challenges this week, but Kayla was able to locate some equipment to keep us moving. Southern Palmetto was very, very instrumental in working with us. We activated that contract that we have with them. that includes a component for debris removal, basically on X number category storm. So we're moving that forward. The bid for replacement of the repair of the boardwalk has been issued. We've reached out to 3 contractors, so hopefully get that started. We did start the insurance claim, which I think I spoke to you all about last week. Regarding the Hurricane Milton, tropical storm watch is in effect for our area, basically from Savannah River to the South Santee River. As of the most recent forecast, we're only supposed to see kind of fringe effects of the storm. That's kind of what we heard the last time, so please remain vigilant.
And so real quick, so Van and I, there was a phone call today at 4 o'clock when he says the latest information.
Yeah.
We got this at 4 o'clock today. We were on the phone with the emergency services through Beaufort County, and so this is the latest information that we've received from them.
Yeah. They're looking at potential peak wind gusts between 35 and 40 knots, with some sustained winds around 20 knots. And that wind is going to be coming out of the northeast. So more of an impact to your Datas, those sorts of areas, because we're on the left-hand side of the storm, so it circulates that way. That's why it's coming out of the northeast.
What time?
I think what they're looking for right now is that the Thursday afternoon high tide at around 3 o'clock, that's when you may see 2 to 4 feet of a potential surge. That's going to be about a 9-foot tide tomorrow, is what's anticipated. So they're not expecting much rainfall. There's no real tornado risk from this storm, and as you all probably know now, the school district had already anticipated closing prior to this, but they have canceled extracurricular activities for Thursday afternoon and Friday. And Friday was the scheduled day off for students. Police department will have additional personnel and staff in the event of storm-related incidents for Thursday day and for the evening hours if it's necessary.
So just to follow up again, so we had a phone call today with Dominion. Dominion's informed us that they've got 300 linemen that they pulled from the upstate that are now on standby here in the low country. They're over stashing them in Walterboro and kind of, the outer areas. So they've got a few hundred linemen that they pulled from the upstate. Some of those places still don't have power, and they pulled them down here to be ready for Hurricane Milton. So we've got them on standby. Something to keep in mind that we talked about on the phone call was, they're not expecting this storm to be nearly as bad, but however, we do have trees that have been weakened by the last 2 storms. We also do have trees, what they were referring to as widow makers, broken big branches that are up there. So while a tree might not come down, and the storm night might be as strong as Helene, it might knock loose what was broken in the last one. So just because it's not supposed to be as bad as Helene, we also didn't think Helene was going to be as bad either. So something that we're monitoring, we're keeping an eye on. But tomorrow, morning when you get up, is kind of the time to get prepared and just make sure everything, what you can control around your property and your house, maybe keep an eye on and look into that. They did recommend as well too. They said right now 20 miles off is already under a tropical storm warning. That's going to move in. They're expecting 5 to 8 feet surges on the beaches. So that's your, Fripp, Harbor, Hunting, all 5 to 8 out there. They recommended not to take your boat out on Saturday if you're thinking about it. So I know we'll have some people that'll push that, but they did want to take that warning that, if you were thinking about taking your boat out, maybe just wait a day or 2 on that one, and let's see how this goes. So that's the latest that we have. We'll continue to monitor it and put out information as we get it through the town's social media channels and just word of mouth and just communicate as much as we can throughout it. So we wanted to provide that most up-to-date information. So
that's all good. Unless you got any questions.
Council briefing, okay? No? At this time, any questions or comments for Van?
Yes, sir.
No. Okay. All right, up next, public comment. This is time for public comments for agenda items. I have one of those with me right here from Mrs. Hope Cunningham. Tree ordinance. Ms. Hope.
Good evening. I just came to say thank you. I read the tree ordinance today. You guys knocked it out of the park. I got to say thank you to every one of you that worked so hard on this. It just makes me really happy to see you stand your ground and show such leadership. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. All right. No other agenda item public comments at this time. Second reading for the tree ordinance. As you know, we've been talking about it for quite some time. So this is second reading, make it official. Ordinance 2024-14, an ordinance to amend Chapter 20, Trees of the Code of Ordinance of the Town of Port Royal, South Carolina. Entertain a motion.
So move.
Second.
Any questions, comments, discussions? All right. I think we're all happy to see this get across the finish line. So with that, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All right. Thank you. Okay. Up next, council action appointments. We had interviews. We had a planning commission. As you know, just a little history for everybody. There used to be a MPC, a Metro Planning Commission that involved. That was a multi-governmental planning commission. Had representatives from the county, the city of Beaufort, and Port Royal. That has since been dissolved, and now the town, by state statute, has to stand up its own planning commission. And so we have done that. It was a 5-person board. One of those people moved, so now we have an open position. We opened it up for applications. We had 3 or 4 come in, some pulled back, some, removed their applications, and it came down to 1. So that made the decision very easy. His name is Jeremy Taylor. At this time, I entertain a motion to appoint Jeremy Taylor to the Planning Commission.
So move.
Second.
All those in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Okay.
Welcome aboard.
Welcome, Jeremy Taylor. I know he's watching. Okay. He's been there. He comes to a lot of meetings. And next we have an appointment. And this one's interesting. Citizens Oversight Committee of the 2024 Sales and Use Tax Projects. So as you know, on this ballot in November, and if you do early voting, you'll see it as well too. So there is a referendum vote for a penny sales tax coming out of Beaufort County. It is $900 million over the course of 9 years, 10 years, whichever one we hit first. So there's a lot of interesting information about that. A few things is, remember penny taxes. We did have a penny tax on right now for the conservation. We raised $100 million for the green penny tax. That's actually coming off, and if this passes, that will be coming on as well too. So if this does passes, it pretty much is even out right there. So something to keep in mind. There's also something too, penny taxes, you see those a lot in Beaufort County, and the reason why I think it's such a popular mechanism in Beaufort County is because of our high tourism that we get. About 40% of all of our penny tax revenue is generated by tourists. So people come in here and visiting, and we get to collect some of that penny tax from them. So I think that's why it's an avenue that's enticing when we're in Beaufort County, because we're such a tourist destination. Something else to keep in mind about the penny tax as well too. Penny taxes are exempt. Essential goods are exempted from penny taxes. So that's medicine, that's prepared foods. So all of those. So it's not a penny tax on everything. There are exemptions for certain things. These are just some facts about the penny tax. I encourage everyone to educate themselves about it before they vote when it's coming up, because it's a lot of money. It's a long time, and so we'll see how the vote goes. But because of the penny tax, we are required to stand up a sales tax use oversight committee. The town of Port Royal gets to nominate 1 person for that committee. We've had 1 person show interest in that. That's Mrs. Lori Falon. So we've spoken with her. She has shown an interest. However, in talking to her, we thought about that, this wasn't really publicized for that long. We have a deadline to get this appointee in. So what we're going to do, and I'll ask council this if everyone's okay with this, since we have Lori, she's interested in it. I think she would be great on it. That we nominate her, but however, we leave the application process open for the close of day on business, Friday on business day on Friday. If there is anyone out there that is also interested in being on the penny tax committee, we would ask them to come to town hall, reach out to town manager, Brooke, the deputy town manager, inquire with them, and if someone else has an interest, we'll interview them and hold a vote then. But if no one else has an interest, then I think we should nominate the 1 person that we have. So I don't know how that motion looks. We nominate Lori in the event that.
Are you making that motion? So then you.
I'm trying to figure out the wording on it.
That's a great question.
In the interim?
Yeah. Maybe.
I think you may have to confirm her nomination.
Okay.
And if you were overwhelmed by choices, then you may revisit it at the next council meeting. However, you have a deadline of November 11, I believe, to respond to county council with a nominee.
Okay, so we got some time. So
Yeah.
Well, how about this? This time I entertain a motion to nominate Lori Falon for the Citizens Oversight Committee of 2024 Sales and Use Tax Projects on the condition that if there is interest from other citizens, we will revisit the nomination.
Sounds reasonable.
Can I get a motion?
That was the motion. There we
Can I
go.
get a, does someone want to make that motion?
Yes.
Well, unless he made the motion and you carried.
The second, we need a
Okay, all
second.
right. Any
No,
comments? Is that,
no,
is
you
that
didn't
clear to
do-
everybody? I know it's a
you
little
didn't- You didn't do
convoluted.
that right, no.
No.
You're the
He
mayor
made-
pro tem, he made the motion, so you have to carry this motion. Now, you ask for a second.
Now, can we have a second?
There you go.
Thank you. Got it? First and
Finish the
second. I
motion.
forgot about that.
Finish the
So-
motion.
Now, you want me to remember everything he
All,
said?
all in favor of the motion?
All in favor of the motion?
Aye.
Thank you, Darrell, for keeping me straight.
Thank you very much, and like I said, I know that was, we're coming up
Robert's
on a deadline, and again, you know, the election's coming up, and we have to have this person nominated. So we had one person reach out, we wanted to get her nominated, but at the same time, if there is anyone else interested, please reach out to the town, and we'll gladly speak with you about it, okay? So, but in the meantime, thank you, Lori.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Okay, that brings us up to important dates. Got a lot. First up, Sunday, October 12th, 2024, John Parker Day,
Sunday or Saturday?
12 to 10, Sunday, 12 to 10.
Wow, that's later this year.
12 to 10 p.m. John Parker Day, that's over in Casablanca, John C. Parker Park. It's a great day, food, fun, family.
Is it Saturday or Sunday?
Sunday,
Yep, that's it.
it's a Sunday.
And look at it, 12 to 10, so
I checked the
it's
calendar.
going all day. You should have time to get over there. But like I said, this is over in Casablanca Park, if you wanted to check that out.
No, the 12th is a
Saturday
Saturday,
or
it's a Saturday, that's a Saturday. It's a
Correct.
Saturday, yeah.
That's why I bring the question.
It's a Saturday.
Is that Saturday or Sunday?
It's a Saturday.
It's typically
Should
on
be
a Saturday.
Saturday.
Right, it
typically
is
on a Saturday.
The 12th is a Saturday.
Okay.
So it's Saturday.
Saturday, October 12th, John Parker Day, 12 to 10 over in Casablanca Park. Tuesday, October 15th, 2024, the Redevelopment Commission meeting, 4:30 to 5:30. They meet here at Town Hall. As you heard earlier, Sunday, October 27th, Trunk or Treat will be down Paris Avenue. Encourage anybody that wants to be a part of it, reach out, get your application in so you can get your car, your golf cart, or your truck, and get it all, decorated and make it a lot of fun. Tuesday, October 29th, 2024, Planning Commission meeting with our newest Planning Commission member at 5:30. That again is held in Town Hall. And then, of course, every Thursday, the Short-Term Rental Task Force meeting, every Thursday at 4 p.m. That again is also done at Town Hall. Any
Are
other
we
dates?
getting, just on that, are we getting near the end?
Yes. The goal is, the directives that they have is they're gonna bring a draft for us at, next workshop for us to talk about, discuss.
November workshop? Okay.
November workshop, and then vote, the November council meeting.
Roger that.
Yep. So they've got another 3-4 meetings.
Roger that. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Any other dates anybody wants to throw in there?
And if you get asked what day we hold Halloween on, it is October 31st.
We don't
get-
Sure.
we don't move it, yes.
Yes.
And Halloween's always a fun time in Port Royal, come down to the village, they decorate it, it's a good time, so. We'll swing by Van's house, always dressed up nice, so.
It's got full candy bars, full-size candy bars.
Okay,
Okay?
Yeah, sure.
okay, any other, dates? Any additions? Okay, all right, and again, I always encourage everybody to, we also have, a lot of people still don't know, we push it a lot, but we do have a newsletter that comes out every Monday. I would encourage everyone to sign up for that newsletter. It's run by SK Designs, they do a great job with it, and it's just a great way to, on Monday, you get it, it comes out Monday morning, and then it kind of lays out the rest of the week. You get to know what meetings are coming up, what events are coming up, any boards and commissions that have openings. And so, like, again, it's just a great way. Monday you get it, and it kind of lays out the week of Port Royal for you. So I would encourage anybody that's not signed up for the mailing list to please do that. Okay. Up next, public comment. We've got a few public comments right here for non-agenda items. Okay. Up first, Miss Kay McIntyre.
Hey there. Tonight I'm speaking on the behalf of Low Country Pride. We just wanted to inquire to the approval, the state of approval for a parade at our upcoming Low Country Pride Festival. I know we had requested approval or denial about a month ago. We're still waiting on a response. I can speak to the attendance of last year's event. I was there. It was a wonderful event, and it was a wonderful time. We would just like the approval or denial so we can let everyone know if in fact y'all do approve. Give them enough time to coordinate everything. As always, thank you for letting me speak, and I'm looking forward to your response soon. Thank you.
Thank you, Kay. Up next, Mrs. Lincoln Blackwood. Mister.
Mister.
Sorry.
You should have called her.
I got you.
Hey, Dan, this is the girl that calls you all the time.
No, female.
Oh, told, all right.
Are you okay with that?
I'm sorry, Mr. Blackwood, yes.
So now you get no dinner for ratting her out.
Yeah, I buy dinner. So
There you go. All right, Mr. Blackwood, yes, sir.
I've got a question about the new development on London Avenue. And I live on Duck Blind, and we have an area there that we maintain the driveways and egress and all of that. And our concern is not having a bunch of cars coming through there because it's really just an alley. It's not a road. So can you give me any idea where you guys are heading with that? Or are you at all?
I believe the planning department has those plans, and that's what, we'd need to look at those.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
When could we find out some information on that?
We have I think he's asking what the status of the London project.
The project itself?
Yeah.
So, is that on? So I was going to bring this up, so now's a good time. The town owns Duck Blind Way. It seems like the folks who live there have, I think that's correct with the GIS.
I'll take a look at it.
We can confirm that. But it seems like the residents there have kind of taken the maintenance of Duck Blind Way under their own charge. And so the concern has been the alley alignment with the new development on the other side of that stretch of between 14th and 12th, between London and Richmond. The alleys have to align between the new development and Duck Blind Way, but the folks who live in Duck Blind Way have had concerns about deterring traffic from the alley of the new development from going through Duck Blind Way as well when they exit. So we've been working on designs and traffic calming measures, possibly a split rail fence between the two so you can go in your side, but you can't cut across between the two. But I think what came up at DRB this past week, and Councilman Ashmore was there, was what would it take for the residents over there to take ownership if they do, in fact, if the town does in fact own it currently, so that, because I can't approve a town right of way being blocked by a barrier, but if it were privately owned, we could discuss that a little bit easier. So that's kind of where that conversation has gone. We can look into it a little bit more and provide more detail at the workshop next month.
Yeah, as you can see right here, that's Duck Blind Way. And then these are the access easements adjacent to. Let me just click that off. So we kind of know where it is. And this is all owned by the town of Port Royal, what you see in blue here. So yeah, Duck Blind Way, even though now there's these, GIS will tell you there's a margin of error of what, 10 to 15 feet typically? So yeah, there you go.
If you pull it up, so basically where Duck Blind Way intersects with the 13th Street right-of-way, the alley for the properties to the north, that new development is aligned with Duck Blind Way, and then they both have access out to London from there. And that's where we're trying to make sure that there's not just this free-for-all between the two developments' alleyways.
So what you're anticipating is that the folks that will live here would not traverse, they logically would not traverse Duck Blind Way.
Right. I mean, there's not really any need to. There's multiple access points planned with the new development. There's an ingress and an egress on 14th Street side, and then they would only exit off onto London from 13th Street right of way. and Duck Blind Way would only enter from London Avenue, so that it's one way basically through the new development, and Duck Blind Way can enter or exit from 12th, but only enter from the London Avenue side onto 13th. So we can, I guess, put together something that would, of what it might look like to relinquish that Duck Blind Way right of way.
It was a good crowd at DRB from that area. It was good conversation. I don't know how many, probably 4, 5, 6. They all brought some concerns. We addressed them, and I felt like everybody was on the same page. Got to move it forward. I just picked up a good vibe from the folks there that day.
Agreed. I think the last comment was, after a whole lot of discussion and every now and then getting a little heated, the last comment was, "But we love this project." So
Yeah.
that was good. Good to hear.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, sir, thank you.
Hope that answered your question.
I'll get with you, Lincoln, since you weren't able to be there at DRB. Yeah.
We're working as hard as we can on that pond, I promise you.
Thank you all very much.
Bye.
Okay, and up next, we have County Councilwoman Miss Alice Howard.
One thing that you called me about, I've got a little bit of more news on that.
Okay.
But before that, I'd like to make an announcement. October 22nd at 5:30 p.m., I'm going to have a District 4 community meeting. It will be at Council Chambers because it's a large enough room. And the subjects will be voting. People will have had one day, I think you can early vote starting October 21st, but we'll have someone from the election, Marie's office, Marie Small's office, to be there to answer questions and do a presentation. And then we're going to talk about the sales tax referendum itself. We'll have some information, and staff will be there to do that with some handouts so that people understand the sales tax. And you should come. You just did a great job explaining it.
So you're just talking about the facts.
He was educating.
It's
Facts.
education.
Straight down the middle. That's
I will
facts.
not be speaking because I cannot advocate or speak against it. So, but we will have staff there to answer questions about it. We have had Bradley Harriet is the new Public Works Director. I don't know if y'all knew that.
No.
But he is. So he went today to go look at the Sands boat landing. They have 2 contractors who have looked at what will take to do the repairs at it. Of course, they're all busy right now. You know, anybody that repairs docks. There's a couple of other docks in the county that need repair too, and they looked at those. So we'll be getting some bids. I don't know when it will happen, but we'll keep you updated about that. Jared Felix did tell me that you and he have been talking about if the county will be eligible for public FEMA money. Right now, we're not. We haven't met the threshold yet. FEMA is looking more at the private threshold, like private property. They had someone here already making a site visit for that, but Jared said he's working with Van on trying to get them here to look at all our public damage. So if we meet, I don't know what that threshold is.
I think it was
dollar-wise.
$860,000.
Well, that's
So,
important.
yeah. So, yeah, we'll see what happens with that. Just wanted to let y'all know that. And the county is working in the unincorporated areas with DOT to clean up tree debris. There's a lot in the Shell Point area that's an unincorporated area, and other places unincorporated, not so much in Mink Point, but I just wanted to use this as an opportunity to let people know if they can be patient. It's not moving as quick as the city and the town, but they're working on it, and whether they get reimbursed by FEMA or not, we don't know at this point. Do y'all have any questions about the Sands at this point? There's a lot of, I guess there's a lot that needs to be done there from what Bradley said. So,
It got pretty banged up, so yeah, I mean, yeah, thank you so much for the update. Anything you can do to push that, it's a
Sure.
pretty active,
very active
it's
boat
active.
landing.
And that's the
yeah.
thing that's interesting about it, it's that it's a lot of the boat landings are kind of just out on their own, out certain places.
Mhm.
I've had business owners reach out to us because so many people that use that boat landing, they gotta drive down Paris Avenue. They gotta use the shops. They shop and they get, they eat on their way down there, so that's what's unique about that boat landing. You have to drive down through the town of Port Royal to get to that boat landing, so without that traffic down there, those businesses aren't getting that
As much
attention.
business.
Yeah, exactly, so that's it. So that's just something, like I said, just the update is very, very useful, but yeah, as fast as they can do it, we appreciate it.
Yeah, it's on their
Can I
list.
ask one more time about, my gate at the park?
They don't think it needs fixing, I'll be honest with you. Because
So who doesn't think it needs to be fixed?
I will
The
talk to
county
you
council?
offline about that. They have looked at it. I'm not sure I'm not sure, but I can get the person to call you.
Yeah, absolutely, I'd like to speak with him, because the first child that runs out of that park and gets killed, county council can be responsible, because that lock is just a flip, and there's 2- and 3-year-olds down there, and when those kids are running, and the parents try to stay behind them, but it's very important that that safety lock is put on where a child just can't go flip it and come out. I think that is a very big safety issue.
Okay.
And I think
I will let
I've been patient.
Oh, you've asked me at least 3 times, and I've asked that many times too.
Mama Mary.
Yeah.
So please have them to contact me.
I will.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Councilwoman
I just
Holland.
wanted to say one thing. I want to thank the county. They've allowed us to have access to Oliver, open burn kind of system.
Yep.
It's cut our travel time in half in terms of dealing with the debris issues from the storm, which, saves us manpower hours as well as fuel and time.
Gets it cleaned up quicker.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So,
Thank the county for that.
thank you very much. And like I said, thank you very much, Councilwoman Hunt, for the updates. It's very good to have those answers. Okay. No more public comment. This time, open up to council comment. Councilman Ashmore, anything from Lois? Councilman Guerrero?
Alice, it wasn't directed at you, but it, not directed at you, but it just upsets me when children are involved.
I think it's
I've been here 32, so I understand.
Yeah. Okay. We have really no comments. Just thank you all for being here. Tonight was a really great night. A lot of great things going on at Port Royal. We had a really good time. These are one of those fun council meetings you get to have. So it's really a pleasure. I think I speak for everybody when I say it's a pleasure serving y'all. But at the same time, we do want to reiterate, we do have a hurricane that is going across the state of Florida right now, doing a lot of damage. And we're going to see some of that here in Port Royal and in Beaufort, and so we don't need to be complacent. Again, we just had 2 other hurricanes. We have weakened trees, we have branches up, so just everybody, just don't take it too lightly when you hear, oh, it's not gonna be too bad, this one's not gonna be too bad. It's better safe than sorry, so just make sure you're as safe as you can, as prepared as you can be. And if you need anything, of course, reach out to any one of us at any time. I try to tell everybody, and I don't know if all councils do this, we have business cards. Our cell phones are on this business card. Direct private cell phones are on our business cards. You can contact any of us, and I know everyone on this council does the best they can to get back to people, to stay in communication to people. So I really mean it, and I'm serious. If you have a question, if you have a concern, please reach out to us, and we will get back to you.
It's on the website.
Mayor Phillips, I do have one.
Yes, sir.
Totally, I'm gonna do burpees after this. We won't be in session again until after your Marine Corps' birthday this year. They turn really old. I don't keep up with them anymore. November 10th, 1775 was their birthday. So if you just think about your Marines that are abroad, this is one day of the year that we do shut everything down. So if you see a stumbling Marine somewhere, help him along his way or her way, and get him a maneuver or something. But mainly just thank them for their service and how we carry ourselves. And again, we are a Marine town. We're a military town, and that's what we are. So again, I really appreciate everybody and really what the council's done in recognizing that. Yesterday's ceremony was awesome, having the Marine Band out there, having the color guard, having that partnership with the Living Shoreline. It was awesome. My son loved it. Thanks, Jerry, for reminding him he's almost taller than me. So that doesn't take much. But yeah, I just wanted to do that for the Marine Corps really and our brothers and sisters that are out there. So thank you so much for granting me that 2 minutes.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Thank you for your service, Council.
Yes, sir. Anything to support the Marines and the Marine Corps. Brag on Councilman Guerrero right now because he won't do that. There's a Marine Corps ball coming up, correct?
There is.
And guess who the guest of honor is? Councilman Guerrero at the Marine Corps ball this year. So, like I said, he won't tell you that, but we're very proud of that, and we're proud to have him up here on the team. So just wanted to let everybody know that. So on that note, I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
All right. Thank you, everybody. Have a good night. Be safe.